What if I told you that if you spend 5 minutes doing one thing every day, your whole world around you will change for the better? Before you tune me out, just hear me out, and your future self will thank you. I'm sure many of you watching this barely have enough time to submit homework assignments on time and are thinking there is no way I'm adding another chore to my daily life. I get it. Right now, I'm taking 10 credits in 5 weeks. I have two fur babies, a dog, a cat, and I work on top of all of that. But I can assure you, I would not be able to do all these things if it weren't me taking these 5 minutes for myself every single day. I wasn't blessed with the best genetics in regards to mental health, and in fact, I come from a strong line of crazy. And I inherited depression and anxiety that caused me to have a severe eating disorder that lasted many years. And when I was 23, I got myself into treatment because I realized that if I didn't get help, this disease was going to kill me. And one of the things that I learned in treatment was this theory that if you take just 5 minutes to clear your mind, it resets your entire nervous system. And when I'm adopted, I think I mentioned that at 3 months old from a strong line of, I inherited some pretty bad genetic genes, but I've overcome them. Now I'm 28 years young, and I believe I have the personal experience of what it takes to overcome anything and how spending 5 minutes a day doing this one thing will change your life. Today, I'm going to tell you why meditating through deep breathing exercises is an important key to success, happiness, and the promise of a better you. First, I will explain the history of meditation, then discuss how it can save lives, and then suggest different types of meditation, and finally, ways you could develop your own habit of meditating. The Mayo Clinic and many other well-known facilities are jumping on board the meditation train. As a staff member wrote in a blog for Mayo Clinic, meditation has been practiced for thousands of years. Meditation originally was meant to help deepen understanding of the sacred and mystical forces of life. And these days, meditation is used for relaxation and stress reduction purposes. The French philosopher Michel de Montaigne is quoted as having once said, "The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself." And never is this truer in our current fast-paced society by positive psychology today. Meditation stems from a Latin term that means to ponder. Through the practice of meditation, we can heal our soul, which is very different than our body, despite what science says. The soul is very powerful. When we quiet our mind, we are able to find a better connection with our body in the everyday moments that we often let pass us by, and create stronger awareness for how our emotions influence our behavior. There are just some things that science cannot explain, but we know that it exists. I actually went to Bali to practice yoga, and I became a certified yoga instructor when I was 25, and I learned about the greatest healers of the world like Gandhi and Buddha and many others, and I encourage you to dive into it when you can. But I want to get to the hardest part of this speech, which is how you are going to practice meditating and stick to it. So according to Mayo Clinic on mental health, meditation can produce a deep state of relaxation and a tranquil mind. As college students, we already have a lot going on with classes, but life doesn't stop just so we can get a degree. We are constantly giving effort into assignments and trying to please professors so we can pass classes, learn, and get the jobs that we want. On top of that stressor, a lot of us work, have kids, or real life situations that require our attention on a daily basis. I'm pretty sure a good majority of us in Public Speech 101 are not taking this in summer just because we thought it would be fun. Public speaking takes serious work and commitment and time. So why should we spend an extra 5 minutes to get a tranquil mind? That doesn't even sound real, but believe me, I felt the same way. But if you think about it, people all over the world, especially in the United States, are taking actual drugs, chemicals, to deal with their depression and anxiety. And according to a new statistic by the AMA, American Drug Association, 1 in 4 patients are misdiagnosed with anxiety and depression and are put on drugs instead of trying different methods of therapy first. By no means am I encouraging anyone to go off their medication, and please consult your doctor before stopping any medication or medication. Medication could be tricky. There's an interesting study I really want to share that was done at the Johns Hopkins Pediatric Cancer Unit, surveyed 1,000 children with cancer. Half of them received meditation guidance from and practiced regularly, and the other half didn't. The treatments didn't change and they all had the same diagnosis. The only difference was the meditation, the quieting of the mind, and the half that practiced meditation for 5 minutes on a daily basis not only recovered quicker from chemotherapy, but the follow-up study determined that they stayed in remission longer than those who did not participate in the meditation practices. In conclusion, there are many ways that you can practice meditation. You should find one that works for you. But tonight, I encourage you to set a time for 5 minutes and lay down comfortably with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and breathe slowly and count to 10 and then exhale, counting to 10. And just listen to your breath and let the thoughts that come into your mind pass when they come. It is so normal to have a million thoughts. Our brain is so used to multitasking, and it is really hard to shut it off when we are so conditioned to thinking all the time. But by giving your brain this break, I truly believe that you'll be able to think more clearly and take on your daily tasks better than if you did not do this. So I hope that this helps. Happy meditating. Namaste.